Good evening, Internet. It's stranger than fanfiction.
That's right, because nothing is stranger than fanfiction.
I'm Jason Jujutsu,
I'm Dr. Tiger.
and we have special guest listener, Shane the Pain.
Yeah. So
I'm really bad at listening, but okay.
that's true. So this show, we are going to play some video games and read a off-color related fanfiction.
Because there's never a lack of fanfiction on the internet.
Yeah, and there's never a lack of bad fanfiction on the internet. I mean, there's some good fanfiction out there too. I remember as a kid being really into the game Chrono Trigger and reading some really good Chrono Trigger fanfiction.
Yeah, me too.
So, I mean, there's stuff out there. But Jason Jitsi, why don't you tell the folks at home what we'll be playing today?
Yeah, so for this inaugural episode, we thought what better game to play than the recent arrival of Sonic Forces.
Yeah, and there is a plethora of Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction out there. In fact, under gaming on fanfiction.net, Sonic the Hedgehog is rated number 3, I think, as far as content. Like, there's a lot.
Yeah.
So I had some fun picking out a story to read here.
Yeah. So before we get started, though, so when we started this game, and we'll start it up here, but we were just like, oh, this will be perfect, like it'll be super fan fiction. No, so Sonic Forces, if you haven't played it, is literally fan fiction, the game.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's so badly written. It's so bad. It's fun though. Like it starts off pretty dark. Literally, it starts off with Sonic dying. And
So spoiler alert.
yeah.
As you can see, Sonic is,
Dead.
what? No, he's alive here right now.
Yeah. Well, so like spoiler.
It's Jesus.
Yeah.
He's not dead.
Spoiler alert, Sonic is Jesus.
But like obviously they're not going to kill him off. He's not dead.
Yeah.
But you think they would like build up the tension to like say, oh, everyone's suffering without Sonic, blah blah blah. No, literally the second mission in the game, Knuckles is like, Sonic's alive! And it's just like, okay, come on, guys. And then like not only that, he's like, and he's been tortured for months. And I'm just like, holy fuck.
Of course, tortured for months means like he's not allowed to eat chili dogs.
Yeah, well, literally,
That's cruel.
you rescue him and he goes, chili dogs. And it's just like, has he been tortured for months? But I digress.
Maybe he's a sleeper cell.
Sleeper cell. The Manchurian
We're
candidate.
gonna learn in Sonic Forces too that he's.
Yeah.
It's,
So, yeah.
what's that show called?
Homeland?
Homeland.
All right. Well, before we get started, I literally just wanted to say, like, as much as we joked about there'd be really good fan fiction for this game, we could literally just play the game and it would be fan fiction enough.
Because it's pretty ridiculous.
No Rule 34 though.
No Rule 34, that's true.
So I made sure to avoid that when looking for fan fiction.
Well, it's just too easy, right?
Yeah.
And now that you can make your own character in this, that's just even easier.
Yeah. And it's actually funny though, since this game came out, I've noticed a lot of like original character fan fiction showing up.
Oh yeah, no
on
doubt.
fanfiction.net. Not that I am regularly on fanfiction.net, I've just been looking at stuff for this episode specifically. For all you weirdos out there, yeah, there's nothing wrong with fanfiction, just not my bag. But anyway, I'm going to get started with reading here.
All right, so what are we reading today, Anton?
So today we will be reading this lovely fanfiction titled Sonic the Hedgehog, Make America Great Again.
Oh dear.
Note, this story is a sequel to Sonic the Hedgehog, Defender of America. I highly recommend that you read it first. I did not read it first. I just jumped into this blind because that's how I roll. So let me get started here. We start off with a quote. Freedom ain't free. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Tupac Shakur. The year is 2010. The United States of America as we know it has been destroyed.
Okay.
Long ago, we looked upon a foreboding sky. The 50 million year conflict between the Americans and communists raged, destroying all life in its wake. The forces of America lost the war and were annihilated in the apocalyptic bloodbath, a cataclysmic event that would later come to be known as America-geddon.
Sorry, did you say 50 million year
50
conflict?
million.
I'm sorry. I just had to.
I did not catch that.
50 million years, folks. So that war raged on for quite some time.
Holy fuck, Sonic is old.
Yeah,
America-geddon.
The final war may have ended, but for some, the real battle has only just begun. In an age where the wicked forces of Marxism reign, there is one righteous patriot still alive and able to fight for American justice and freedom. His name is Sonic the Hedgehog, a man known by his enemies only as the Communist.
He's not a man.
I know. So already, Though very well written. This is a really eloquently written story.
It's very eloquent.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like there are some great use of words and imagery in this story. I've already read through most of this chapter.
Okay.
Not all of it, just most of it. Because I didn't think I really needed to. I got the gist of it from from that Tupac Shakur quote.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was sold. I'm like, I have to fucking read this. So he's known to his enemies as the Communist Hunter. That's where we left
The
off.
Communist Hunter.
Yeah.
All right.
Armed to his teeth and ready to avenge his fallen kinsman, Sonic sets out alone on his Harley Davidson TM.
Oh my god.
Motorcycle
I get that
to fight-
trademarked.
Yeah, to fight the cruel fate that his people have been dealt. This hedgehog will let nothing stop him, not even death itself, until he frees his enslaved country from the diabolical clutches of communism and restores the Americaverse to its former glory.
Well,
Americaverse?
obviously, yes, death cannot happen because he's 50 million years old.
This is the chronicle of this man's life, death, and the legacy he left behind.
Oh my
This is
God.
his
Oh, he
story.
did die.
I love that they
I'm so
like
sad now.
they did Americaverse, like they're setting up like a Marvel-esque like
Yeah.
shared universe
And
where
like I said, this is a sequel already to another Sonic the Hedgehog.
Is BJ Blazkowicz in this story?
Oh, just you wait and find out. Shit. The blinding neon lights of Neo-Detroit's capital city flooded Sonic's senses as he approached on the back of his motorcycle. Deafening horrorcore rap spewed from the speakers of his righteous American Harley, reflecting Sonic's intense love for the insane clown posse. Sonic the Hedgehog was a man of the Lord.
oh my god.
Seeking to refuel after a long day of navigating through this communist-occupied, hyper-industrialized wasteland, Sonic stopped at a nearby bar and dismounted from his metallic steed. As he opened the door, the distinct aroma of dank beer and spilled blood quickly assaulted his nose. Inside, Sonic was greeted by a crowd of drunken communist soldiers harassing the patrons of the bar for their own twisted amusement.
Oh my god.
The sound of a gunshot echoed throughout the room and was almost immediately drowned by the raucous laughter that followed. That'll show those American bastards for fucking with us. Take this one outside and leave him with the rest. He's starting to smell like shit. The leader of the Marxist thugs lowered his shotgun, waving for his men to remove the American corpse splayed out on the floor that he had just slain. Sonic's spastic colon churned with disgust at the sight. This brutish hedgehog muscled his way through the crowd and took a seat near the counter. Then he turned to the mortified bartender, emptied all of his shekels from his wallet, and pushed them in his direction. I'm probably gonna fuck this place up in a few minutes, but I guess I should buy something. Make yourself useful and get me a plate of chicken tendies, aight?
Chicken tendies.
So,
Spastic colon?
so pause here. I'm starting to question the validity of the story. This is
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Why would he want chicken tenders? He wants
Yeah,
fucking chili dogs.
Chili dog.
Chili
Yeah, no,
dog.
that's and also spastic colon?
I think he's just seen so much shit at this point, you know, like he's got some issues.
Oh my god.
No kidding.
Yeah, no kidding. But seriously, that whole chicken tenders thing still bothers me.
That's
Yeah, man, like do
you're
your
a
research.
terrible fan.
Other
creator.
maybe though, you know, I haven't read the
Expanded universe of
yeah,
Sonic.
right? So like
I'm
this-
sure. Actually, you never know. Maybe like in the year 25 million, he decided that
Well,
maybe they outlawed.
maybe chili dogs
Chili
are
dogs
allowed.
are
That's what
allowed.
I'm thinking because I didn't read the previous story to this. So yeah, maybe chili dogs are illegal in Marxist America.
They definitely seem way too liberal.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So yeah, get me a plate of chicken tendies, all right? The white meat kind. I don't want none of that other peasant shit. Sonic grumbled in a low voice. He kept his head forwards, trying to avoid making eye contact with the communist soldiers he had heard approaching from behind. The leader of the thugs pulled up a stool and took a seat parallel with Sonic. He cocked his head to the side, gazing upon the hedgehog's impossibly statuesque muscles that were heavily scarred from decades of battle.
Oh my god.
That thing tattooed on your arm. It's an American flag, right? That's interesting, because I thought that those kinds of symbols were outlawed after the Ameripocalypse under the penalty of death.
Oh.
You wouldn't happen to be some kind of filthy American, would you? The man asked, pointing his knurled fingers towards the tattoo of a bald eagle, shining in glorious hues of red, white, and blue upon Sonic's left bicep.
Oh my god.
The hedgehog ignored his charged words. Instead, he turned his gaze toward the waitress of the bar. Hey, bitch! Where the hell are those goddamn chicken tendies I ordered? Dude, that was like 2 seconds ago. He asked with a snarl, raising his guttural voice well above the din of the bar's patrons.
You gotta go fast.
Clearly, you must not have heard me the first time. This inbred, freedom-hating socialist placed his hand upon the hedgehog's shoulders and stared him right in the face. In a show of force, he removed his pocket knife and held it against Sonic's throat as he spoke. This is communist territory, you hear? So you will play nice and leave quietly, or my boys and I will have to teach you to learn some respect. Sonic casually removed the joint from between his lips and blew it
We're just the joint.
into the face of his assailant. Sorry, I was too blazed out of my mind to pay any attention to what you just said. Did you want something from me? He asked with a cool, composed smile. The wicked cultural Marxist and his men snarled at the sight of Sonic's unbridled patriotism, shunning the holy light of America like a slag shuns the poor. The communist grabbed Sonic by the back of his head and forced his face to the table. I'm the one asking the questions right now, fuckface. We're Che Guevara's soldiers, and we rule the city. Do you even realize the situation you're in right now, you bourgeois piece of shit? Sonic raised his chin and laughed, unfazed by his enemies. So let me get this straight. You're all communists, right? That's good to hear. Otherwise, I might have felt bad about doing this. Without a moment of hesitation, Sonic withdrew his linoleum knife and stabbed it right through the open palm of his aggressor and into the table. He drug his knife across the counter, splitting the communist lieutenant's hand open right down the middle before placing the blade back in his pocket. You goddamn capitalist baka. This is what's written here, folks.
Baka?
Yeah,
Like
you're
Japanese?
gonna pay for that with your life, you shitty bastard. The victim of this American's divine fuckeridge howled with pain. He stumbled backwards and signaled for his comrades to step in with his uninjured hand. But before they could strike, Sonic reached into his trench coat and withdrew his dual machine guns, the preferred weapons of choice by any upright man of the cloth.
What?
So I guess, guys, I don't know. I don't even know where the story's going. This is how beautifully written this
What's
is.
a linoleum dagger? Is that like a piece of linoleum that you fashioned into a shank?
That's what I'm saying. I'm assuming it's a prison shank fashioned out of a piece of linoleum tiling. Like that's all I can think of here.
Damn.
Also, you'd think that you'd probably lose like Che Guevara and shit. Like you'd lose that from history over 50 fucking million years.
Like, this is the thing. It's like apparently like because I did like read some more into this. Like there's another chapter in here which is hilarious. It's a bonus chapter. It's about Donald J. Trump. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Donald J. Trump's a character in this universe.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious. But anyway, I guess.
Trump.
Yeah. So he fought against the evil wizard Karl Marx.
Oh my god.
So this is an entirely like
some
universe that they
Hellboy
created.
type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Che Guevara is still alive and well in this communist.
Oh,
America,
okay.
right. So
The Shagiverse.
Alright.
yeah. Anyway, he opened fire without mercy, filling these depraved socialists with bullets and propelling them across the bar. This righteous, God-fearing patriot then threw back his entire shot glass of Jagermeister and chuckled.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing personal, kid. Sonic tilted his head to the side,
Nothing
narrowly
personal,
avoiding a
man.
bottle of beer hurled at him from the growling crowd of communist soldiers pooling in from the streets of Neo-Detroit. I'm going to let you all in on a little secret. You know why I enjoy killing commie bastards like you so much? The fearless hedgehog took a step towards his challengers, clutching his hard-earned tendies tightly between his fists.
Tendies?
So when did the chicken tenders...
I was about to say, wasn't he waiting on those?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess that.
Sonic reached into the guitar case he wore strapped on his back and removed an electric guitar of great power, forged from polished obsidian and the menstrual blood of feudal archdemons.
Did you say menstrual?
Yes.
Your menstrual blood?
Exploding in a visceral fuckerage of patriotic indignation, Sonic gracefully swung this mighty instrument of American ingenuity and sliced a great throng of his foes to ribbons. He chuckled. It's because killing communists really turns me on. It's time to rock the fuck out. Sonic rocked out to the black metal of the gods on his guitar as he charged ahead, viciously hacking apart every member of the Communist Party foolish enough to stand in his way. USA! USA! USA!
God.
His wispy chest hair fluttered in the wind as his
What?
blood-soaked guitar came crashing down, shattering the skulls of the Marxist soldiers splayed out before him. Adam and Steve meet Smith and Wesson. Sonic mounted atop his Harley
Holy
and drove
shit.
in circles around the bar, opening fire with his machine guns and mowing down his fleeing opponents with ease. This righteous hedgehog violently thrashed his head to the beat, relishing this swath of genocidal violence with a fervor most patriotic.
Oh my god.
This is actually starting to get painful, so I feel like this is actually a no pain, no game episode, and the pain is having to read and listen to this.
I'm in a lot of pain right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this is a special episode, pain just for you, the guest judge here, Shane.
Thanks.
Oh man. Adam and Steve meet Smith and Wesson.
And I'm like, where this, like, who writes, like,
Why?
So, and the thing too that I was first, like, when I was first reading this, I'm like, this is, you know, bonkers. Like,
Yeah.
It's just insane, but I think this is actually more,
intentional.
this is satire.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm assuming that whoever wrote this is just like, this is
balls to the wall. Like,
balls to the wall, like trolling for lulz.
Yeah.
That's all I can imagine, because if not, like,
Yeah.
then it's just really sad. Really, really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, man, what about those chicken tendies he was waiting for so long? Like he
got
just like,
them.
yeah, but he seemed to just like, you know, like easy come, easy go when it comes to chicken tendies.
I guess so, but a lot of the story doesn't make sense. There are
Okay.
certainly some plot holes here that require further exploration. Moving on. Just as Sonic's saintly onslaught and furious pelvic thrusting
Oh my
ceased,
god.
and all of his enemies had fallen, a new contingent of heavily armed socialist forces surrounded the building. These wicked Philistines raised their weapons and trained them towards the hedgehog's forehead, stopping him before he could charge back into the bloodbath. Sonic spat cartilage upon the floor to convey his disgust as he gazed upon the twisted, misshapen face of the Marxist nobleman leading this wretched task force. The name of this immortal chieftain was Che Guevara, a man known for his excessive cruelty on the battlefield and one of the 10 communist underlords fighting to fill the power vacuum left behind after the death of the dark wizard Karl Marx.
Oh my god.
This unearthly communist lord swung his signature weapon, a rusted saw blade attached to a chain that was stained red with the blood of Americans, and leapt in pursuit of his prey. Without any time to dodge, Sonic decided to use one of the brutalized communist soldiers at his feet as a shield.
Oh god.
The blade instantly severed the corpse in two, slicing a deep gash across Sonic's stomach in the process. Before this gentlemanly patriotic warlord had any opportunity to dodge, Che unleashed a furious barrage of punches and kicks upon him. Sonic rolled across the ground in a puddle of his own blood and other unspeakable body fluids,
What?
badly beaten and barely able to stand.
Damn.
Also, Che's real name was Ernesto, everybody. Just
Fun
so you
fact.
know. Fun fact. Dr. Tiger's fun fact of the day. El Che threw back his head and guffawed at the pitiable sight before him. This hater of all things good and American cracked a smug grin. So this is the legendary communist hunter, the butcher of 1,000 Marxist loins, the only man worthy enough to wield the holy electric guitar, forged by George Washington millennia ago. How pathetic. You shall burn in the flames of capitalism like the biker brethren before you. Prostrate yourself before this heavenly might of communism, or die now and curse in vain. Before this communist warlord could claim Sonic's blameless life, he was interrupted by the sound of an explosion coming from the distance. A hulking figure of star-spangled ferocity swaggered out from the inferno of the blast, standing still and unflinching as a downpour of communist ichor and afterbirth rained down upon him from above.
Afterbirth?
His finely toned skin and flaxen hair shone bright in the light of the fire with an otherworldly beauty. In that instant, he tipped his velour fedora towards towards his foes and smiled. Blood began to erupt from his mouth, and he laughed. He laughed forever. The star-spangled aura emanating from his bare chest and abs sent the communist host into a frenzy of terror, denoting that this mysterious warrior was no mere child of mortal men. He beamed wide, revealing a golden grill emblazoned upon his teeth that had the phrase, "Can't stump the Trump," chiseled onto its surface. You're late, dick sleeve. You know, I could have slayed the fuck out of these guys without your help, Trump. Sonic groused at his aloof partner, unwilling to admit that he had just saved him from certain doom. Donald Trump tossed his designer scarf over his shoulder and shrugged. I'm glad to see you're still the same whack-ass motherfucker as ever, Sonic-kun. Now how about we show these goddamn commies how America rolls? Sonic's comrade removed the latex glove from his pimp hand and set his entire arm ablaze with his mind, demonstrating his latent pyrokinetic skills. Trump burned all the communist soldiers in the vicinity alive with a flick of his fingers, roasting them to a crisp at a temperature of 1,488 degrees.
Oh,
Sonic
God.
rose to his feet and flicked the blood away from his chin. Don't think I'm about to let you keep all this genocide to yourself, Trump. I came here to kill communists and eat shit, and I'm all out of shit.
What? Eat shit.
He should have burned them at 1776.
What? 1776?
Isn't that when America was
Founded?
founded? Is that
I don't know.
1776?
Maybe. I don't know.
I feel like that's right.
I feel like I don't really know a lot about American history.
We were taught a lot of it in school.
I wasn't taught a lot of it. I was taught a lot of Canadian history because I'm Canadian.
Oh, fuck.
I remember there being a bunch of American history in school.
I remember maybe a bit.
We went to different
here and
schools,
there.
though. Yeah.
Here and there.
There's a little bit of American history, but it was mostly about how
When they
the War of 1812, when
Yeah.
Canada went to the White House and burned the fuck it down.
Oh, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah,
excuse
but-
me, it wasn't actually Canada, it was the British.
Yes, well, it was the Canadians under British rule.
There was
Because-
no Canada then?
Yeah, well, it was.
Fact corrector shit.
That's
That asshole
Yeah.
Shane.
well, whatever. So how's this game? Is this living up to the Americageddon?
You know what? I commend you on your on point fan fiction.
Yeah.
Because this game is literally about Sonic losing, and Dr. Eggman, aka Dr. Robotnik, for us that were born during the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Basically takes over, and now you're part of like a de facto like resistance group.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very on theme, very on brand.
Pardon me, sorry. Wow, that's on camera now.
Yeah.
It was very on brand, so don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
very your brand. How much more of the story is there?
Well, this is just chapter 1. and
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a little bit left
Alright.
here. I guess we'll finish through this chapter. And
Yep.
I'm not going to read any more. Of the chapter. I'm in fact going to delete this from my history. Overcome with righteous indignation, Sonic hurled himself upon Che Guevara and sliced his throat open with a stroke
Fuck.
of his guitar. El Che quivered with true primal terror as he came face to face with his own mortality in the form of this avenger of American justice.
Oh my god.
Are you an angel or a demon, he asked, far too paralyzed with fear to do anything else but speak. Does it even matter at this point? If you have to know and shit, I guess you could say I'm both. Sonic tore his belt asunder, freeing his raging demon erection from its prison of
Whoa!
death. His pants dropped to his ankles and revealed his throbbing cyborg member that doubled as a shotgun. A killing machine of flaming fuck death that he christened the Judgment Dick.
Oh my
The
god.
hedgehog cocked his cock and released his salvo of cleansing
Cocked his
hellfire
cock.
from his artificial genitals, utterly annihilating the Marxist Lord and bringing an end to his reign of terror. The streets are still and the final battle has ended. Over the streets, the white man's emblem is waving triumphant standards
Whoa!
of race reborn. Oh, okay, this just got totally fucked.
Yeah.
The wrath of the communist hunter has struck again. Sonic and Trump watch from a safe distance as their flames of destruction spread. The bar collapsed in on itself, leaving behind only a monument to the cruel judgment of the communist hunter and a message of warning to his enemies. Sonic seemed unconcerned, spending his time by scribbling swastikas on his arm and shoving another
What?
fistful of chicken tendies down his throat.
Shit.
What in the actual
I know, I
fuck?
keep on dying
fucking
to get my
go
shit
faster
together.
or something like
I
that.
guess.
Same
Yeah,
time
yeah,
next
fast.
week, right?
Yeah,
You
go
bring the
fast.
communists, I'll bring the genocide. Donald Trump chuckled as he rose to his feet to stare up at the smog-filled sky. Sonic beat his fist against Trump's own and he walked off in the direction of the rising sun. Hell yeah, motherfucker. Lost in thought, Sonic took his guitar out of its case and began to pour his feelings into song. Abe Lincoln, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Guy Fieri, Harambe. I'm fighting this
Oh,
war in
God.
your memory. What in the actual fuck? This is what
Except
you want me
for
to do,
Harambe.
right? I'm gonna give you the justice you deserve, since no one else can. I'll be the one to judge communism for its crimes. I'm gonna keep fighting as the communist hunter until every last one of those red bastards drops dead, even if it kills me. I'm going to make America great again.
Oh my god.
End of chapter 1.
Shit. So, wow. So how many chapters are there?
There are sadly 29.
Holy shit.
What?
He like,
This guy has nothing else to do with
yeah,
his life.
well like, and like, that has like definite second and third act problems when you like liberate everyone in the first chapter of a 29 chapter book.
Yeah, I know. So there are a lot of problems with this. I mean, like the racial and
Oh yeah.
like homophobic
That
shit
came out of left
aside.
field.
Yeah, but I mean, again, this is clearly either someone who is just trolling for lols.
Well,
and
the Harambe thing is.
yeah, it must obviously be, or this is just
Yeah.
some ignorant white racist who wrote this because. But I think it's more just for the lulz. I'm
It's-
pretty sure this is just trolling.
I'm gonna say it's for the lulz.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be any more sad than I already am.
I'm gonna go with that. Too.
I can understand that.
So
feel
that
as
ends
well.
chapter 1 of this lovely fan fiction.
Yeah.
Do yourselves a favor and do not read anymore. You've already suffered enough having to listen to me read chapter 1.
But do look up Rule 34 Sonic.
Yeah.
Do not do that either.
Safe search off.
Do not do that either.
Well, this is a really great first episode.
Yeah.
If you guys enjoy it, it's definitely something we'll keep doing. But until then, thanks so much, and thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing.
Yeah. We'll see you next time on Stranger Than Fan Fiction.
Ooh.
Smash that like button.